Scott, you have 2 minutes each.
So, being on the Board of Supervisors is really hard, and getting anything done in this city is really hard. And I said in my opening that it's really easy to talk about what you want to do. But the question is, who has the demonstrated track record of actually getting things done? And I have that track record. For the last 13 years, over and over again, I have been working with others, because it's always a team effort, delivering things for this community, whether it's the LGBT Center, whether it's rebuilding the Democratic Party and registering 15,000 voters, whether it's co-founding Castro Community on Patrol. Tangible item for the community time after time. And as a member of the board, you have to be able to do that. You also have to be able to work with people you don't agree with all the time. As you've seen tonight, I have some strong political views. I don't dance around things. I tell you what I think, even if you are not going to like it. But over time, I have also had a long track record of being able to work with people I disagree with. Rafael and I disagree on a lot of things. But when I was chair of the Democratic Party, he was vice chair, and we worked together and registered 15,000 voters. When Aaron Peskin became chair of the party after me, we had a little contentious fight, and he ended up being party chair. I continued to work with him after that. And when he would call me and ask questions about what had happened 2 years before, I would return his calls. I would work with him because it was that important to keep the party strong. That's what you need in a supervisor, someone who can get things done and work with people that they don't always agree with. And that's what you'll get from me. You will also get from me someone who will work day and night to be successful for you. There are a lot of hardworking people in this room. No one works harder than I do. And I will be working hard for you, and I would be honored to have your support.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Rafael.
I'm starting to get a little nostalgic, even though there are 2 weeks left. But we've been debating each other now for a year, and it has been just such an extraordinary experience. I have loved San Francisco even before I lived here. I used to visit my grandmother up here, and when I came here, as a teenager, this city really came through for me, and people took me into their homes when I needed a place to live, and helped me through. Over the last year, I have gotten to know so many amazing people in this district and throughout the city who are filling in the gaps where our public services are failing, who are taking over for their children's education where our public schools are failing, who are keeping up our parks, who are engaging in our civic life and making this city work even though it shouldn't, given how much has come in terms of cuts from the federal, state, and local governments. I think this is just an extraordinary place. It's a place I would really like to represent. And I think that as I think about what I want in a district supervisor, it is someone who gets things done, and it is someone who plays well with others. And I think actually all of us have a track record of getting things done, and I think all of us work well with others. I want someone who's going to be an advocate, who's going to be an advocate for the woman on the J Church whose train won't come, who's going to be an advocate to get the pothole filled or to remove the graffiti, but is also going to be an advocate around the larger ways in which the city, our city, and all cities around California are failing. There are larger issues around homelessness and our infrastructure and our public transportation system that require a broader view on the kinds of issues that I have worked on over the last 10 years, both as a lawyer representing local governments and as an activist in San Francisco. I want to provide leadership for you. I want to stand up for you, and I hope that you, in all the mail and phone and everything else, decide that I would be a good advocate for you.
Thank you, Rafael. Bill.
Yeah, it is coming to an end, which is sad. It's
I didn't go that far.
Quickly. But I will say this: it's been a thrilling year for us to get to know a lot of people. And I moved here 14 years ago after living in many different cities around the world. And the minute I landed here, I knew this was home, and I really wanted to give back to the city that's given me a lot. It's helped me build businesses. It's helped me buy homes. It's done a lot for me, and it's time I gave back. I've gotten a lot done, like everyone up here, and I respect their path, their history, and everything that they've done tremendously. And I want to work with everyone after this election that's up here. I think we all have something to contribute to the city, no matter who wins this race. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think the four of us can really move this district and the city forward. And I'm really, really quite excited about what's going to happen in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And Rebecca.
Being a supervisor is, it's more than a full-time job. You need to have all the right ingredients. It's almost, I was thinking about how to answer this question all day today, and I want to say it's like baking a cake, because everything's, when you're baking, everything's scientific. You need to, remember the person that you met, remember what the problem was. You need the relationships, both at the city and the federal and the state, and the person on the street in order to fix things and get things done. You need to have the courage to say yes and the courage to say no. And we've run an incredible campaign, and I think it's the kind of campaign that would make me the best candidate for supervisor. We started off doing carrot mobs, which have made businesses greener. At Bernie's, when we started on 24th Street, we did one at DuBose Park Cafe. We're doing one this Sunday at Phil's. So if you have time to come by Phil's and buy a cup of coffee, he's donating 100% of his profits to make his store that much greener. We've done 2 fundraisers for schools, for James Lick and for Everett. And what we did was we told people, if you brought your computers, your old computers, your unused computers, they will donate a percentage of those profits back into the schools. We've arranged park cleanups at Dolores Park. Because to me, being a supervisor isn't just making sure you take the right positions on the issues, making sure you're doing everything that a baby politician is supposed to do. To me, this race is more than that. It's about making a statement about San Francisco, and what kind of statement we can make about San Francisco, and how we can make our city better when we come around common causes like schools and parks and small businesses. And yeah, it's about taking the positions, and I can't guarantee you're going to agree with me on everything, because you're not, and I wish I could. I can tell you I'm the only candidate here who shares endorsements with Scott and shares endorsements with Rafael, because I am the only common ground candidate. I am the only one who, yes, is not benefiting from very little, if any, special interest money. The only person I will answer to is you. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Ladies and gentlemen, November 2nd is Election Day. I hope